Hello everybody, my name is Tiwa Okudara and welcome to the land of the myths, the Greeks, and the gods. That's right, divas. Welcome to ancient Greece. And today we are going to be discussing the book Go the Distance, A Twisted Tale, What If Meg Had to Become a Greek God? Now, this book is by Jen Kalanita and it is a fantasy fiction book, which is honestly really great for me because I really like books in that genre. Like, for example, there's this one series called The Land of Stories, which is by Chris Colfer. And fun fact about Chris Colfer, he actually played Kurt Hummel in Glee. Well, yes, if any of you care, but I do, I care. Now, our story follows Meg, aka Hercules' love interest from the movie Hercules 1997. And it also follows her quest buddies, Phil and Pegasus, who are also from the movie, along with other characters such as the gods of Olympus, Hercules himself, and three new characters, Aegeus, Cassia, and Katharina. Now, if you want to know who they are and how they're important to the plot, you know what to do. But anyways, as I was saying earlier, our scene takes on throughout the entirety of the ancient Greek world. So my girl Meg, she's traveling to Olympus. She's traveling to an island called Cucumecia. She's traveling to Phil's Island. She's traveling to Athens. She's traveling to the underworld, and she's also traveling to the river Styx. With the way that she's traveling, she's rocking city girl miles, cross-country miles even. Well, yes, cross-country miles. The plot of this movie takes place directly after the events of Hercules the movie, when Meg and Hercules are up in Olympus, and Hercules is being celebrated by his family for now reaching godhood. And they're over there and they're celebrating, but Meg is off to the side. And she's like, now I have to return back to Earth without my man Hercules. But then Hercules, he removes himself from his family, goes over to Meg, and he's like, hey Meg, I actually want to stay with you down on Earth. And they are in heaven, both physically and figuratively, thinking that they're going to be together forever. Then Zeus comes in and shuts that down and he's like, no, son, you're not going to be with this mortal. You are a god. You're going to stay here with your family. But then Hera comes in and is like, now hold on. Meg, how would you like to become a Greek god? Well, yes. So Hera sends Meg on a quest to prove that she is worthy of godhood so that she, Meg, can stay with Hercules. And on this quest, Meg is learning to confront her past by playing the flute and also talking with someone who deeply hurt her. The conflicts in this book include Meg going on the quest, along with confronting things and people that bring up bad memories, as well as discovering what she wants from life / her purpose, and learning what love means and what it involves. And that's a really important lesson for Meg to learn because in her flashback chapters, you read that she doesn't have really good experiences with love. And it's caused her much pain, and because of that, she's kind of had a wall built up inside her. So throughout this book, when you're reading, when you get to see her learn what it is and learn that with love does come pain, but from that pain can stem something beautiful, and that's a really beautiful thing to read. In this situation, the beautiful thing that would stem from her pain is her new love with Hercules. Now, this book takes place in third-person point of view, and some stylistic features that happen are PBO changes. Like, for example, when we get to the chapter of Phil's Island, it all of a sudden starts referring to Meg as Red, like the nickname Red. And I'm not sure why the author just decided to do this. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like okay. But anyways, another stylistic feature that happens is flashback chapters. We get whole chapters dedicated to showing Meg's past life before she met Hercules. One quote that I really enjoyed, which isn't even really a quote, it's dialogue, is when Meg is reuniting with someone who she hasn't seen in a long time. All of a sudden, she just starts talking, and then that person breaks down, sobbing, wailing, collapsing on the floor. That is literally exactly what happens. And it was just so funny to me. It reminded me of that meme where the baby's in the blue onesie, and then all of a sudden the grandpa says, "You look like a busted can of biscuits," and then the baby just starts crying. And I love that moment because it reminded me so much of that, and it happens 4 times. So it happens 4 times, and it's just so repetitive, but it is so funny.
You look like a busted can of biscuits.
Speaking of things that I enjoyed about this book, I really like this book because it included things from Greek mythology. And one thing about me, I love Greek mythology. And I was first introduced to Greek mythology by Percy Jackson. So I was reading some, like when you would get to some parts that I would read, I would be like, I remember reading that, Percy Jackson. Like, for example, the Minotaur and Greek heroes and the Yakuza. So that was fun. Another thing that I also liked was how dark and cruel and serious it got at some points. Like, you'd be like, oh wow, that's a bit sick and twisted if you think about it. And one final thing that I liked was how some of the sentences were written. Like, when you read some of the sentences, you would read it and it would be like, oh wow. I can't say any of the sentences without spoiling, but again, like, I would just read some of the sentences and it'd be like,
Damn.
I would definitely recommend this book to people. I would recommend this book to people who like Greek mythology, as well as people who like extended storylines / revamped retellings of stories, and also a little bit of drama. I admit this book does have a bit of drama. And lastly, the themes of this book include how to accept your past and also how to be vulnerable. Because Meg, from a very young age, she's learned that she should only depend on herself and not show that much emotion. And that's not the greatest lesson, because learning to accept help from people and learning how to be open towards people, that is something that can help you so much. It can help you with your emotions, and it can help you learn to achieve things that you probably would have never been able to achieve if you did not get help. And because of that, I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. And yeah, that is the end of my BookTube. So thank you for watching, and probably see you never. So goodbye.